Everyone, and welcome to the stream. My name is Lee, and we are in a bit of a hot mess today. Distracted by friend in thingy. Hang on, let me just. There we go. Ta-da! I'm closer to the camera. It is sticky and disgusting today. So, there's that. Let me bring up. So, for those of you who don't know, hi, my name is Lee. Welcome. We did start the stream, didn't we? Yes. Okay. It's just being stupid. Sometimes I'll start talking and forget that I didn't start the stream. So, there's that. There's gonna be an ad break. Okay. Let me do a thing. New window. Let me just check. Alright, let me, nope, not that one. No. We need to do, sorry, Greyhawk Online. Yay, okay. Also have to, mute this. Hi, welcome on in. We already have two people in the chat. Or, you and someone else allegedly watching, so welcome on in. Yes, I'm late starting. I was supposed to start at 1:30, and I ended up talking to a friend, and which is really cool. So I have friend. But still got to stream. And besides, we were talking Greyhawk. Funnily enough, I'm scooch. Maybe that might work. Okay. So that is Greyhawk If at the Undying. Today is Wednesday, so it's Greyhawk Day, and we are going to go to my own majiggy thingy. Um, 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 okay. Did that. Then, we did that. And then we go to Greyhawk Online and tell them I'm live, and then, let me see. There's gonna be an ad break. Not that one. There. Okay. Yeah, a couple minutes there's gonna be an ad break. So why don't I go to the Greyhawk, and then we can get started. I did not write down. I think we were still working on Roxas though, so pretty sure that's how it went. We need to find the Greyhawk. Yes. All right. Um. Um. Yeah, it's hard. Okay, Greyhawk. Okay, so we've been doing Roxas. And yeah, we've been doing Roxas, so I think our let me just make sure let's get the wiki going. Oh. It would help if you put a period instead of a comma when you do twitch.com or twitch.tv. There we go. Alright, let me see. Add in 1 minute. Alright, hello. Alright, so, yes. So now what we do is we go to here, go to the Greyhawk wiki. We'll make this smaller. And hope that the wiki is doing well. Now, if we do that. Yeah, so that should be working, right? There we go. Okay. Yep, so we'll just pop this here and maybe shrink it. Okay, we're gonna start they're gonna start adding a little bit. So what we're gonna do, not that one, is I'm gonna make this a little bit that, and then we scooch a little bit there. And do what we can with it. Yes. So, let me get the Roxas page up on the wiki. That's where we're going. Roxas, there we go. 600 years, Roxas stood the capital of the Great Kingdom, bearing witness to both the Empire's great glories and its most savage depravity. So, here's that. Um, yes, 20% of the population. Alright, so we're gonna get an ad. I have coffee. Toast. Yes. Yeah. 7 hours ago, I was asleep, and, yes, okay, so, okay, so then we got this going. So, pre-Greyhawk Wars. Hi, K9, welcome on in. I am doing, as best can be expected. It's hot and sticky here, and, the country's a little bit meh, but I'm pushing through, doing the best I can. I'm glad to see you. Always fun to have you stop by. Yeah, the heat's not... I don't do well in the heat, and, yeah. Sleeping is okay. It's anything else that gets me. Okay, let me just try to tweak this a little more. So we're gonna go here. There we go. Beep. There we go. I'm gonna scooch it a little more. Little bit. A little bit. There we go. That's more or less okay. Alright, we got an ad break. The ad break was spent tweaking the thingamabob. That's fine. Okay. Yay, welcome back. You guys all missed my sneezing fit. Ooh, heat stroke, not fun. Yeah, I'm up in the, at my day job, I'm up in the tower with, and it because we can't air condition stuff, because, it's, well, it's open to the trucks, so it has to stay open, can't be air conditioned. It gets pretty bad, because we're 10 feet off the floor. Yep, I manage. We have water. I have water here, too. It's good stuff. I do, it's what it is. Get some Gatorade and mix it in with your water. You do what you can. But yeah, I'm back on the Greyhawk train, and we are doing Greyhawk stuffs today because it is Wednesday. All right, so we had Fall of Roxas, geography. Flanmy, Emida Rivers, well west of the Southern Ocean, roughly the center of the Great Kingdom, approximately equidistant northwest of the Grandwood and Adri Forest, southeast of the Adri Forest. It's kind of weirdly in between them. All right, walled off. So palace complex. Yeah, we're trying to do. We're working our way through the. What was we working our way through? Let me bring up the book. Yeah, we were working our way through. Even in the Overking. So okay, we just have to squish this down low. Yeah. Okay. 28. Yeah, we had been working our way through one of the last sections. There's the map. And Roxas and the land of the Overking. Oh, hi! Welcome. It is hot and sticky, and I got talking to friend, so was late because blech, and hot is not fun. Yeah, it's sticky and ugly and humid and just. It's nice weather if you go to the beach. I will say, be nice to go to the beach at some point. But oh, right, which is a thing. But that's this weekend. I am hanging out with my mother, so that's fun. But you know, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, hanging out with mom. Oh right, so thingy, location, details, Roxas. We were getting Roxas. Temple of Macabre, yes. Um, we were, some of the things we were putting, Royal Crypts. We did the Royal Crypts. Temple of Zilchus. The temple's effectively closed down. Just say where it is. Um, um, we help find a map. Wonder if, Barracks of Black Legion. Yeah, you're just to the south. We're in the same part of the country. You're just farther south, so I would imagine it's pretty icky. It's supposed to. Oh, right. Yesterday was the day. Allegedly, it was supposed to get to 100 degrees yesterday, and I don't even. Uh, I didn't even check. I was just like, it's just not fun, and I had to be at work. So, and the way I'm working is not conducive to it being hot out, and it just is worse. But I was gonna say, we have the air purifier, which works as an air conditioner, and it keeps it like 80 degrees in here, which is good. It's a good solid state. I don't need it to be colder, but I was gonna say support buildings. Yes, okay. Complete with small smithy. The only mundane weapons are kept here. All right. Larger is another stablery with more impressive smithy with a dwarf blacksmith. Uh, Gargan Clandon can be found. Evil Hearted is excellent in his craft. Small set of tenement cottages built for palace domestic servants and drudges. So that is something that yeah. So I figured as we're going through, if we're gonna separate out as palace and non-palace, and then maybe some other sections for maybe section out stuff that's not palace a little more. I figure I've been going through. There's all of the buildings. The thing is, it'd be helpful if I could. I wonder if let's see. Let's do a little experiment. Let's see. Fate of Istis map. I wonder if we could do. Um, since it's no Isis, right? No Istis. No Isis is. Um. Um. Yes, that is definitely Great Library of Greyhawk. Fate of Istis. Um. Yes. Okay. So it is. I did spell it right. Question is, if I go to images, huh? Um. There, like this. This is the map they're talking about, right? I feel. Yeah, this is the map that keep referencing. Just if I could see it. Of course, this would not be. Yeah, this is probably the one. Let me just see. There we go. It doesn't. It's not enough detail to actually see anything, but that is the one that you keep referencing, right? Right. It's Istis. I remember. Istis is the ancient Iridian goddess of fate. If I no Baklunish. She's Baklunish, if I recall correctly. She's the Baklunish goddess of fate. Um, that's not the map. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. Um, yes. Okay. Anyway, worth a shot. Um, okay. So it's a variant version. Um, still. Bleh. Alright. Good to know. It also is too small to really help because, um, oh, let me show you again. It's this version. Um, yeah, it's definitely colored. I don't know if it's the same one or not. And it's too small to read the screen in any case. So Alright. I think we'll have to stick with ones we know are in the palace. Yes. I remember. I remember because we had... I was in a one-shot where we played as Bakloonish, uh... Bakloonish. It was, Or it was one of, Carlos... What's his name? It was one of those ones where they scrub off the serial numbers, so we were Cloonish, and I'm like, and I started, and they were like, oh, it's Greyhawk, so I started poking around, and I was like, when they say Cloonish, they mean Cloonish, right? And he's like, yeah, they had to scrub the serial numbers. I'm like, okay, all right, uh, all right. Don't worry too much about it. It's just, blah, it's too small to be useful anyway. I mean, what I need is just to be able to see, because this is all like, oh, this is where this is, and that's, it doesn't specify in here whether a lot of these are in the palace grounds or not. We know that the Karulk's tower is. And that I think we should start with, because Karulk is cool. And he also has, right. The stooping, limping figure of, is Chambers up this craggy Mobat infested. I don't even know what Mobats are. His pathetic retinue of goblin servants are on hand to fetch and carry for him, and suffer the indignity of a swift disintegration of... Ooh, dang, alright. Gerlich the rust-robed archmage is known to have many oozes, puddings, and the like within the tower, acting as guards and disposers of waste, such as intruders, though there have been very few of those, and bodies generally. Clutching his bizarre staff, staff is... I don't know why staff is, italicized like that. Usually that indicates a magic item. But staffs are... So I feel like it might have been... It was meant to be some very specific sort of staff, and they just kind of took it out and left the italicization. Maybe. Yeah, but usually in the Greyhawk, the books, which is we do on the wiki too, is they italicize specific spells and magic items. Staff seems kind of generic for that, but maybe it's actually italicized. Actually, let me look this closer. Yep, disintegration. That spell. Staff, which is also italicized, is said by many. So he's a servant of Batezu. All right. Ooh. Okay. That's true. Let me go back. Maybe we're gonna go out of order for a little bit, but usually, there's more. There's a lot of these stuffs. Personality. Okay. Um. Okay, so commander of the companion guard, we got priest of Fultus. Nice Monoreth. We got Ishkin. We have Ivid, the Overking himself. He's a very short stat block for being Ivid. Oh, hi! You subbed! Hello, hello. Let's see. Oh, here, let me swap it out, too, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is the, I'll show you in a minute, but this is the section below that Jibzinker, Priest of Nerul, Karulk, I'm getting better, Imperial Court Mage, oh, here we go, yes. Fiend Circlet, Burst of Protection, Cloak of Protection, yes, Burst of Defense, Cloak of Protection, Ring of Protection, and a Cloak of Protection, so he's neg 9 AC, okay, he's negative 9 AC, okay, he just cannot be smacked with anything. 51 years old, very thin, tall and thin, and, obvious lack of body hair, interesting. With forearms no wider than his wrists, so he's just like skinny beanpole. His hands are long fingered, and his iron-hard nails are an inch. Ooh, he's long fingernails. I mean, yeah, you can pull off long fingernails, but usually if you have long fingernails, especially make them pretty, like just inch-long fingernails that aren't painted or anything, are just like even ones that are more than half an inch are just a little much. And God, okay. And so long, just plain fingernails is. I mean, it's his vibe. I'm not gonna. Okay. Ring of Spell Tuning, Candle of Invocation, tuned to Balzaphon. Staff of the Magi, crafted from black wood in the form of a skeletal snake. Ooh, that's cool. Wands of Frost and yeah. I figured I've been playing a little Osric, so once you realize the you kind of like I actually understand that I like it clicked. Thaco like clicked in my mind, and I was just like, just use the chart. And like, but you can do the math, and it like makes sense. Um, uh, but yeah, the so yeah, -9 is very impressive. Uh, yeah, I guess it would be right around 29 or 30. I know, right? Yeah. So that's why they. I'll show you when up here. Going back to the tippity top. The house is the ooh. There's a lot of fun stuff. In this city, we're gonna be here for a while, I think. But Kurulk's. Okay, so Kurulk's Tower, which is in the palace. Um. Yes, but he has. That's why staff. If you can see it, it's staff is italicized the way the disintegration is, which usually is reserved for specific spells or magic items. So I was like, wait, and then now it's just because it's a staff of the Magi, that makes sense. It's a powerful magical item, so yeah, I guess it makes sense they put it in italics. Um, let's see. I think we can pop up one like this. Yeah, I think that's doable, right? Let me check where. Yes. I don't know. Sorry. But all right, excellent. So yeah, so that's why it got italicized. But yes, so he has a tower. Um, Screaming and ranting. Xane is heard over and over. Oh, that's the other archmage who was there before him. Enter. Political rules detailed further below. Anyone who attempt to enter his tower might take heed of the obstacles they would face in addition to his guards, which are the puddings and the goblins, I think. Um, yes. They've a lot of oozes and puddings and goblins. Same magical events as the royal palace, and the archmage himself, not to mention the magic items he carries, present a formidable defense. It's true if you run into him. Known to have a pair of iron golems, one guarding his own bedchamber and the other in his laboratory. Ghouls and vampiric mist are found in his dungeon. The archmage also has a dozen or so trained sturges, which have enchanted to become immune to hold, charm, and fear spells. Dang, okay. And sturges, I remember, if I recall correctly, drain levels, which or drain max hit points. They're nasty beasts. Um, um, okay. Um, yeah. Um, Magical mortar, so no scrying, teleporting, dimension dooring, plane shifting, etc. So you have to go in. Okay, that's the palace. We're gonna start with palace proper. Karulk's Tower. Okay, I'm gonna put the wizard tower. Moet infested tower. All right. So I wonder, are Mobats what are Mobats? And if not, um, nope. Okay. We'll have to check in the. It's gonna. All right. We're gonna go. Start with. Uh, Palace complex. Yes. Um. Um. There's another. Oh. Okay. The only thing. All right. So we're gonna. First, we're gonna put the tower. I'm very, very tempted. All right. In 21 minutes. That is interesting to note. Okay. So we're doing. Let me get this back up. Here we go. So Mobat is a no-go. We will look later. I really, really want to check the monster manual, but okay, we're gonna start with this first. Alright, yes, so... Towers. Another tower. The palace complex. To the court wizard. Karuk. Right. I'm gonna put a link in, and then we are going to okay, capitalize Karuk. Make sure I'm spelling it right, because essentially um uh Craggy Tower. Yes. He's craggy and irregular in shape, and must have some sort of platform at the top. Yes. Um hmm. Alright, craggy and irregular tower, infested with Mobats. Okay, hang on. Alright, so um let's see how it's spelled. Craggy and irregular. I know we shouldn't craggy. Spelled craggy and irregular. Yeah. Um um Probably due to its magical nature. Um Probably because it's a wizard's tower, I would imagine. Magical nature. The tower is um uh full of um now it's full of puddings. um is to the wizard and his retinue of goblin servants. Yes, goblin servants. Because of uh and in stop saying with the Venom because wizard I've said wizard's paranoia. I mean, he's, yeah, panting and raving. Gotta be that. Okay. Um, uh, Not paranoia exactly, but, um, puddings, oozes and puddings, right? Um, Oozes and puddings. Okay, wait. Let me cite some of the sources here. Let's at least cite, source book. Evan. Um, so apparently it's an artifact he's got. Okay. So 31. Okay, I'm gonna put that. 31. Um, yeah. We'll save the, that's about his ranting and raving about the, his predecessor for his page, which we're gonna do a page for him. We're kind of doing a little bit like this and that and this and that. We got this thing, and then there's gonna be so much more we got to do, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Um, oof. But um, Palace Complex. I was gonna say. Let's see. Oozes and puddings. Um, uh, um, less intruders, along with 2 iron golems. Golem is one of those words. No, golem is one of those words. It's really hard to spell. Golem. Golem. Okay, that would be this one. 2 iron golems. Alright, when guarding his bedchamber, and when his laboratory. Laboratory. For all that it's laboratory is the British way to say it, and laboratory is how you say it as America. And I will say that saying it as laboratory in your head makes it easier to spell. I don't know if that's a reflection on my bad, poor spelling, but his laboratory. Now I have the freaking stupid song stuck in my head. It's a really good song. It's just completely unrelated. Yeah. There's a completely unrelated song about telephones, and it starts with it has a laboratory, and now it has that word in the first verse, and now I'm thinking about that song. It's to the tune of a Dave Carter song. Okay, so we got this. Okay. His laboratory, 1 bed, 1 laboratory. We got 1 bed chamber, 1 laboratory. Cruel, a number of Sturgis. I can never remember how you pronounce it. Stur, GES. We'll figure out that in a bit. That should link to a page, and if we don't, it's definitely in the monster manual, and we definitely need a page, on those because they're a iconic monster. Spells. Never Belvas and Sturgis. We got the Golems. We got the Oozes. We got... And... Oozes, Golems, and... Oh! Also, an Apprentice. Okay, well that... Yes. Oh, plus with additional Poisonous Bite. With an additional attack, and have an additional... With an additional attack... Oh, wow, okay. And have an additional attack. And, this is where the comma comes in handy, because then you can kind of see where you're going with this. And, what else? Vampiric Mists. Strange Surge. Okay. Ooh. 9th level mage powers. And okay, that's his assistant, who is a 9th level mage. Let's see. Beelzephon. Control Ivid. I thought there was other ones besides, but Ghouls and Vampiric Mist. What if we put the Ghouls and Vampiric Mist early? Okay, now we're getting into the details of how to do sentence structure. Ghouls and Vampiric Mist. Dungeon of the Tower. Houses Ghouls and Vampiric Mist. Vampiric, yeah, it's got a, he's got a Pyrrhic, yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. So he's got all these. I think that's about it, right? He's just got all the defenses. Um, he's got some. Okay. I'm putting the. I'm not putting the. Yeah. Um. I'm curious what Mobats are though. Now I'm like, I really want to look that up. Okay. But we're gonna hold off on that for now. But yeah, the tower, Craggy, and all of these scary things. It seems to be like the only uh uh it doesn't seem like there's anything like super intensive in there. It's not like he keeps treasure or anything. It's just he has um he's just a lot of it is paranoia. Um uh and I guess it's personal protection for himself. Yes. So personal protections. Um okay. Palace of the Overking. Um, um, Royal Shrine to Hextor, which is disused, right? So he had a Shrine to Hextor in the palace proper. Interesting. So let me start with this. Let me go here, and we're gonna say added notes on added the section on Karulk's Tower. So he's got his tower. We got the palace proper. Um, let's see, cityscape, 5 gates, gates. Um, maybe other buildings around the city. Um, yeah, you got the gates, and then palace complex, and then other buildings around the city. Maybe as a second section, break it up a little more. Because the gates seem to be its own little clever. I like the gates section as that. So, what if we did temples and okay, what else we got? Let's see what else. You got the Palace of the Overking itself, Karul's Tower, Tower of the Fiend Knights. Okay, let's see. Some 30. Yeah. Palace proper, I feel like almost, um, uh, like gets its own section. Um, 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 a graveyard. Okay, 647. If it ruled that the bodies of those who died in Roxas became the possession of the crown, unless they pay it up. Um, yes, so he could have his undead zombies. Okay. His undead for slave labor. Okay. Um, um, okay, so there's Oltari Park is, um, uh, yeah, there's Altari Park. So Screaming Columns. I don't know where exactly it is on the map, but definitely not in the palace grounds. Um, 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 of Great Crypts. Okay, so they put themselves. Were rats prowl the crypts from the Undercity looking for any foolish to try tomb robbing. There's nothing there anyway, but alright. Above the ground, it appears innocuous enough with shrubbery gardens, wooden benches, seats, and its Jalzanda trees, which emit a pungent and slightly lethargy-inducing perfume from their purple flowers in the late spring. Screaming columns set in the center of the park. Huh. Prepared for traders and others the Overking wish to have publicly and especially unpleasantly punished. 30-foot tall column, some 8 feet in diameter, made of red-veined marble like stone. All around the column's circumference, faces are frozen, grimaces, screams, and expressions of dreadful anguish. When a new victim is to be cast into the column, he is publicly beheaded with a blunt axe, often using 2 or more strikes. The severed head is then magically treated by the priest of Hexter using powerful and unique enchantment. Unholy Blood Shield is vital to this. The head then becomes alive, sentient, capable of experiencing pain. The officiating senior priest then plunges the head into the column, where it is frozen into the stony mass. Not like melding to stone spell. Okay, the heads so incarcerated are but driven mad by malign magic of the column. If you cast anything or speak with dead, 25% chance of becoming insane immediately. The heads cannot be resurrected. Horribly, the unholy blood shield can also be used to stimulate the column for a period of 2d6 to 12 minutes once per week, so that the entire structure is filled with writhing, screaming, gibbering faces. Witnessing this does wonders for discouraging Trigon. Yeeks. Okay. So, that's, alright. Okay. That is definitely gonna go on the page. Let's see. The park, I don't know if the park, that's not enough to have its own page, right? That's the thing, is they just have so much stuff, it's just like, okay, well, at what point does stuff get its own page? I think the park we can, yeah, it's a lot. The park. Okay. Um, or maybe, a section, or yeah, maybe put, um, um, okay. That is a question for, All right, let's All right, let's. All right, we're gonna. All right, fair enough. It's all right. We're gonna get an ad break. Well, that's the thing is that's why it would be help to have its own page is because then you could actually put in all the details and not just do a general stick it all on the general page because it's interesting and like fascinating. I think. Um. Okay, so let's Old Harry Park. We'll put a little bit on Old Harry Park in here for sure. Um. Let me go. All right, we're gonna have an ad break. I'm gonna get up and stretch and get a little more water, and then maybe more coffee, and then we're gonna put in some work on Altari Park, and then um okay um yeah, I think what we're gonna do is cityscape, the palace complex. Here we're gonna do guys other sites around the city. I think that's how you do, right? Nope. All right. Guess not. We're gonna do this. All right, hang on. Let me. Number of other. Loop. All right. I'm back. Okay. I didn't even. Oh, I forgot to put Addy. Um, that's fair at a certain point. I guess that is fair. I just like adding all of that stuff because I know. I guess yeah. I guess that probably. I just like adding because it's interesting and I want to have as much information as possible. But I guess there is that consideration as well. Uh, the other thing is, a lot of the Greyhawk books are well. I guess there are reprints available. Um, uh, I don't know if there are reprints available. Actually, I know. No, anyway, that's another. Well, anyway, Altary Park. Let's see. How do we do this? Graveyard. I do. My instinct is to put as much as possible, just because it's cool, you know. Mm. Um. All right. Let me. I'm gonna do this separately. Okay. Do that. Um. We could go in more details about the Temple of Bakab as well, because we um um this in the center, is a park in the city. What's it called? That's true. Yeah. Um, let's see. Old Terry Park. Um, Old Terry Park. Yes. Okay. So, um, park. Which served as a graveyard for the city. Um, the um, um, went down significantly. Um, significantly when it um, fifth declared anyone who could not pay um, the 100 gold piece must forfeit their um, to the state as undead slave labor. Um, Undead slave forfeit. Undead is not a recognized significantly. Okay. Undead slave labor. Where's. Let's see. Scream of columns. Okay. So. That's 32. Okay. 32. In 640. 467. In 467. Okay. 467. Site source book. If it 32. Okay. No. That one. Yes. In 467. Which is 9 years before 476, which is the well 467. 467 or is it 567? Um, hang on, 467. Let me check something. Best. The reason I know it's silly, I just want to see Anna's also Anna's maps because 576. Yeah, 576. So it's 109 years. Because 576 is just before the Greyhawk Wars, which was the early 580s. So this was. Ivan's been around a while. He's also, fun fact, a priest of Hextor. Or he was trained as one in his youth, according to the wiki, actually. I went and looked that up, but more to the point. Oh, yeah. Anna, also, let me I mean, I know I could have looked the dates up other ways, but hop in. Anna's just cool. I want to shout her out. She makes the Greyhawk maps that I show up on stream occasionally, and just she's just good at maps, and stuff. just generally cool. And nope, hang on. I realized, yes, this one is, yeah, it's, you gotta put two A's in Anna or it doesn't work. Second one should work though. Yep, okay. Um, Point being, yes, quick shout out to Anna. So, point being, oh, right, I wasn't gonna get the map out. I was going to, so this is 109 years before, the, yeah, before the over 100 years before the Greyhawk War broke out. 467, not 560. 467. Okay, good to know. I mean, guess if it was because he's an animus, he's been ruling for a long time. This just kind of puts that in perspective a little bit. Okay. Undead slave labor. Right. Went down drastically. Um, there are a lot of the burials since had taken place. Uh, Burials since, were, done, as cremation urns in crypts. Cremate. Oh. Cremation urns in buried in crypts. Um, to be, infested. Okay, where rats? Where rat infested crypts? Um, Crypt. Okay. Mm, Not infested with. Um, Crypt. Yes, burial and crypt. Most of the burials since. With rare rats. Mm. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I just got to keep an eye on the time because I need to. Um, I know I got a late start, but I also have day job, and it's kind of a balancing act between. Okay, where rats. I feel like where rats probably. It's probably. If there isn't, there should be. So I'm gonna do this. Not infested with full of. Okay. Um, Surface of the park. Um, is rather nice. With what is it? The trees. I don't know if that kind of tree, Jalzanda tree. I don't know if that's mentioned anywhere else. Um, Jalzanda trees. And benches. And wooden benches. uh, there is, of course, mood, peaceful mood is broken. I never remember how to do column. No. Column, that's it. I don't know if you can hear that. Essentially, it's, I don't know. It's a, yeah. Apparently, it's not showing up on the mic. So, there's that. It stopped anyway. Um, just noise. I am. Um, interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Fun. Okay. Good to know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The exception to this is the, um, uh, um, let's see. How do we summarize this without doing an, is, um, uh, though, let's do a bit of a transition. Though the peaceful mood is broken with a screaming column. The screaming column, um, oh, how do you spell column? Is one of those words that's just freaking. I don't know what they were thinking. It's probably some is yep. That's how I got it. It's just never quite looks right. 30 feet tall and 8 feet across. Heads uh of those who were beheaded for treason. The priests fact store. Okay, hang on. Um, well, I know damn Autumn. Um, yeah, I didn't know Autumn. Condemn. I did not know that it was the extra N on the end of condemn. Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah, it's not its own thing. It's just. Um. Let's see. Probably heading. Um. Yes. Uh. Use a powerful enchantment. Powerful enchantment. Be a ritual. The blood shield. Probably mention that. Um. Blood Shield. Um, Unholy Blood Shield. It's not Unholy Blood Shield. Okay, let me. This is one of those ones. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's um 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 into sentience. Um, huh. Like the one Juliet used in Romeo and Juliet. Um, or Romeo. One of them used that, and then the other committed suicide. I think. Um, yeah, it was Juliet used that poison to fake her own death, and then Romeo didn't. No one told Romeo that, and then I mean, it does say that they're lethargy inducing, so it's kind of probably like poppies, where like smelling them gives you like a little bit, and then if you refine it down, it actually does stuff. But yeah, I just mentioned that the purple powers are lethargy inducing, so it makes sense that the you could refine it down into an actual drug. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I ever remember. It's like, oh, knockout seems like death. Coma seems like death. Yeah, that's Romeo and Juliet. Let's see. Yes. Um, uh, Meld into stone. Uh, then okay, so then mounted into the stone, and let's see. Variant. It doesn't say it's a variant of the meld into stone spell. It says it's not unlike the meld into stone spell. Um, um, yeah, that's how it went. Yeah. Um, it's been a while since I read that one. That thing's actually got me banned from sword fighting in English class because we were playing out the opening scene and he let me recite some of the lines and have a sword, and I took it too seriously, and then I got banned from having any kind of anything like that ever again in English. That was that was fun with Tybalt, and how when his murder kicked the whole thing off. Um, um, Sentience. Experience pain. Is it a variant of the meld into stone spell, or is it just? Should I say it's a variant? It says here. Let me see. It says, um, uh, with not unlike a meld into stone spell. Plunges the head into the column. Frozen into the stony mass. Um, Still alive. Still conscious. You're stuck in there, still conscious, but you can't move. It's yes. I'm not gonna say it's a variant of. I'm gonna say a spell similar to. Meld into stone spell. Um, to be forever frozen. to have their faces, yeah, fair. Um, melded into the column are frozen in agony. Expressions of agony. While suffering indefinitely. Yep. Indefinitely unable to move. Uh, um, 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 performed with the blood shield. Up to once a week that lets the faces scream. Hence the name. As they deterrence. Um, would be traitors. As a deterrence for, yeah. Okay. Uh, Old Surrey Park. I think that's enough details that you get the vibe of how, you know, insane it is without, too many details. Yeah. Um, yep. Boop. Okay. I think so. We have that little, a good solid paragraph. Details, but not like excessive details, hopefully. I am going to call it. I know it's a little early yet, but it is over an hour, and I feel like I should lie down for a little bit before work and actual food and a whole host of other things that um uh work's gonna blah. I have day job I need to get to, and I want to have at least a little time before that. Um yeah, I got some last night. I forgot I was supposed to have done laundry before bed, so I had to stay up until it was like 3 or 4, and then I had to stay up until the laundry was done, and our machine just takes forever. All right. Yep. Thank you all for coming. You guys are awesome. Tomorrow I have a special treat. I'm gonna do a never before seen first peek at a work in progress my friend is doing that he gave me special permission to share with you guys. Of a steampunk world. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, and we got the park and we got the tower. So I think we're getting there. Um, um, thank you all for coming. Take care of yourselves, especially if you in the northern hemisphere with this heat. Like, ugh, stay cool. Electrolytes, hydration, nothing too crazy. Like heat exhaustion is a real thing. K9 was suffering heat stroke. As like, don't do it. Just be careful. And um, yep, heat. Careful with the heat. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for coming. I will see you either tomorrow or next week on the wiki at the latest. Let me find someone cool to raid. Um, Usually I would raid. Um, let's see. We got the striker. We got Tiger Rights, Sable starting. Um, Jamie, who's um, always good. Why don't we raid? It's almost July. We're gonna raid Sable. Or you know what? No, we're gonna raid Jamie because once July starts, I'm gonna be always raiding into freaking. So we're gonna raid some other people first. Let's go raid Jamie. She's cool. She's painting terrain pieces for Marvel, I think. Yeah, come say hi to Jamie. She's really fun artist and generally just good peeps. Let's go. Are we ready? We are on our way. Just say hi to Jamie. She's cool and go from there. All right. Are we ready? 2, 1. See you guys.